Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Trade Talks Live. I am Roger Wakefield, and we are so glad that you show up here every day because we talk trades. We teach people if you want to move up to be in the top 5% of your industry, your niche, whatever it is that you do, get up every morning for 30 minutes to an hour and study your industry. Well, we decided, look, let's just put all that together. We'll do a live show every day. We'll talk about different things that cover all the trades to help everybody learn and grow. And that's what we do. So if you've been here before, welcome back. It's glad to have you here. We're really glad to have you here. And if you're new here, well, good for you. I'm glad that you showed up. Come in, say hello, ask questions, do whatever you got to do, put in a queue in front of it, and we'll make sure we get to it. And as you see, I got Squirt in the house.
Morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope y'all are doing wonderful today. You know, we got Safety Week coming up next week.
What?
Yes, you know, just in time for summer, guys. Got a few things that we'll cover today about the show, but we cover everything trades, from in the business itself to actually out in the field doing different things. Safety is also one of our top priorities. But we do want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks, where we manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. Make a couple different devices. I've got the probe for outdoor use, that meter to the home service, and then the sidekick for that indoor service when you're listening through slabs and things. So definitely go to the website to check out the equipment at www.leak-pro.com. But also, if you want to get training on how to do leak detection and add that to your business as a service that you provide, definitely give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I do a 2-day training out here where I walk you through every step of the process of how to do leak detection. So give me a call and let's discuss it.
So he teaches you how to make money. And when you come out for the training, if you're the owner or general manager, come in, talk to me, and we'll teach you how to market that company, how to get things in position to where you can grow and get found. The people that come out here and train say, look, we're coming in because the leak detection people in our area are 6 weeks out. Guys, nobody needs to go with a leak under their house for 6 weeks. So come be the person that can do that in your area. Just get out here, learn how. We'll teach you how to do it and teach you how to grow the business. And part of growing a business might be starting a YouTube channel. So if that's something you're interested in, I put together a free webinar explaining why people believe some of the myths that they believe, and I kind of dispel those. So if you've ever thought about doing a YouTube channel of your own, go to www.justmetroger.com, check it out, and I think you'll like what you hear. Abe says, good morning, everyone. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, May the 1st. I know you told me that the other day. Can I get a happy birthday shout out from Roger? Brother, you just did.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Abe. Good to see you. So we're going to go ahead and jump into national news and the ABC's 2025 Job Site Safety Report. Are crews really safer now?
Yeah.
Man.
That's it. You know, ABC released its annual safety performance report with some bold claims.
Now, is this ABC News, or is this ABC
No.
Association of Building Contractors?
Yes,
Okay.
building contractors.
Okay,
Yes.
just checking.
You're good.
Hey.
But there's some bold claims in this. Companies that follow their STEP safety program saw job site incident rates nearly 7 times lower than the industry average. Companies with daily toolbox talks were 85% safer. Okay. And guys, they're getting this report out right before Safety Week so that you can get in line
For
and
a
get on
reason.
top of these things. That's it. Like, if you don't have anything to talk about next week for Safety Week, guys, get this report. It's going to have plenty.
Let me ask you something. Next week's Safety Week.
Yep.
Do you think OSHA's going to be out on job sites, or do you think they're going to be sitting around the office eating bonbons saying, you know what, we got that report out a couple of weeks ago, we're good?
They'll be visiting job sites.
Oh,
There'll
yeah.
be safety stand downs next week.
Yeah.
And guys, participate. Do your part. Do the stand downs. Make your site as safe as you possibly can. Okay? Because we all want to be able to go home the same way we showed up every single day. But also, subcontractors with safety incentives performed better across all metrics. Real data based on over 900 firms nationwide, guys. So a lot of people feed into this report so that we can learn from the mistakes that we make all around the country. And, you know, we hear it every day. Safety matters.
And it does. Well, look, we talk about it almost every day.
We do.
And we do it it's not just, hey, look, here's just another topic we can talk about.
Yep.
Guys, we both believe in safety.
100%. But this report finally puts numbers to why safety matters. It's going to show you how 7 times better. Like, guys, if we are reducing injuries and accidents on jobs, we are headed the right direction because we can hit that 0.
Yeah.
It is possible. Okay.
I've seen it at big plants.
That's it. Like I don't remember how many man hours I've heard about, like 500,000 man hours worked, 0 incidents whatsoever. Not a cut, not a scratch, nothing. Everybody did their part to get there, though.
And then there's some people that say, I don't want to go to work there because they're due.
Yes, that's
You know, with that mindset, yeah, you're right. But it's funny. I remember being on a job site, and I don't remember if it was like Kraft Foods or TI, one of the plants, subfab somewhere in this area. They had gone injury free. It was like 1,000 hours. And it's like, I'm sorry, 1,000 days, not 1,000 hours.
okay. I know. I was going.
Well, we got,
all right.
we got 100 people. We work 10 hours a day. We go 1,000 hours every day. No, they'd gone 1,000 days. And I'm thinking, man, that's almost 3 years.
Yep.
That is almost 3 years without a reportable accident. That's not bad at all.
It can happen.
Are your safety meetings actually protecting your crew?
That's
Because if they're
it.
not, you need to look at them. What are you doing?
Yeah, you've got to make sure that you're covering all the topics. Okay, don't cover the same thing every day, day in and day out. Because guess what? Then they're not learning new things. You want to cover it all, spread it out. A lot of us just need that reminder to hear it occasionally. And it's like, oh man, yeah, I haven't inspected my cord in a little while. Let me check that this morning. And sometimes that's all it takes in a safety meeting.
And how do you check a cord? Where do you start?
I start at the plug
Why the plug?
so that it's not energized. Take my gloves off and actually run
the
my
cord.
hands all the way down that cord to check it. Then roll it up.
Guys, there's a reason we do things the way we do. Number one is it works. It really does work. Derek Sutton says, good morning. Good to see you in here. Matt McDonough says, Mr. Miyagi at Plumbing and Squirt. What's up, brothers? Sorry I missed yesterday. Brother, we've all got to work.
Yeah.
Just some of y'all have to work out on jobs.
Life be laughing.
I know. Yeah,
like,
boy, that's
it's
the truth.
okay.
I like that. Laugh, be laughing. Abe says, a wise man once said, on the left side of an electrician's brain, there's nothing right. And on the right side of the electrician's brain, there's nothing left. Boy, isn't that the truth? Dave Briarworth, how are you? Good to see you in here again this morning. Good Tool Belt Trades Thursday. I like that.
Ooh.
Roger and Henry from Oregon. Dave, what part of Oregon are you in again? And then Matt McDonough, Abe Burkett, happy birthday, brother. See, you didn't get
That's
just
it.
shout out from me. You got a shout out from brother Matt.
Yeah.
It's a good thing. So let's talk about websites real quick because weldingweb.com. Now, this is one of the best real world welding forums out there. Welders post pictures of pipe caps, structural beams, boiler work. If there's rod being burned to put it together, guess what? They get it on there.
They're talking about it.
And there's very honest gear reviews. There's no sponsorship stuff. And look, I don't mind sponsorships. The reason being, I don't take sponsorships from everybody that reaches out, guys.
No, that's not like, because I see it, because there's a lot of websites I will not do on this channel because there is too much sponsorship fluff. And it's like, okay, I just want to read the actual articles, not get sold the whole time I'm trying to study and research.
I've really got where I read sports. Okay, I can literally go to Google and go pull up Google on my phone and sports. What comes first thing? Shedeur Sanders, Dallas Cowboys, Quinn Ewers. So the first 3 things are sports. They know what I look at. But when I click on one of those and like ads start popping up to where I can't even see, it's like I'm just done. I'm not reading your crap because you're trying to sell everything in the world.
That's it.
So I understand. Look, these guys that do the honest gear reviews, I love that. Hey, I'm gonna compare this to this to this, and I don't have any skin in the game.
Well, in this, there's no videos, there's none of that, guys. This is some like old school forums.
I love
Like, if we
it.
pull it out, you'd be like, "Wait, what is this?" This is like the most basic website ever, and it's just discussions on the different tools. Like I was reading one, how many grinders do you use?
All of them.
Well, no, the guy that was asking, he's like, I use one, and I feel like I'm always changing disc, and it's like, man, I'd always try to keep 2 grinders around,
least 2.
and then I'd also have a Metabo around for whenever I really needed to do those precision cut. Like, so I had 3 pretty much, more or less, all the time, because I did not want to change wheels over and over. It's a lot of time that takes. So, but the good thing here, DIY welders and certified rig welders are trading real job site knowledge.
Okay, no, wait. You got DIY welders too.
Yes.
See, that's what makes this cool.
That's it. It's a mixture of everybody. People that are just starting, just getting started in it, versus guys that go out on the pipeline every day. Okay. Everybody's in there actually discussing things and trying to set everybody up for success. Like, I haven't seen any negative stuff in there really. And I feel like I've seen this one even way back whenever I was pipe fitting. I feel like I kind of saw some welder forums at least to figure out where the work was, things like that.
And that is cool stuff. So TikTok, Instagram, if y'all aren't here, or not if y'all are, I see we've got quite a bit on here. I just want to say, look, if y'all got questions, jump over onto YouTube, find the Trade Talks Live. Love to hear your questions, comments, anything at all like that. So come on. YouTube, the Trade Talks Live. Come check it out.
But then, like, some of the major forum topics here, rig setups. Okay, if you're trying to figure out what all you need, there's some great discussions in here. Rates, you want to figure out how much you can make
Everybody
everywhere.
wants to know rates.
Everybody wants to know. X-ray test preparation, because you have to pass X-rays to be able to go weld on pipelines, things like that. They tell you some different tips to help you prepare for that, and even some pipeline work etiquette. You know,
Wait.
yeah,
Welders
we have
hey,
a little bit of
hey,
etiquette.
Hey, welders are not etiquetted.
Well,
They're not. I know 'em.
we teach them how to stand by the water jug and wait till we're ready for
Well, it's easy. You just you set it at the right height.
them. That's right.
They got to rest that golden arm.
But it's where seasoned welders and up and comers swap war stories and torch settings.
You know, you said that the one biggest tip you ever taught about cutting is just how to line your flame up.
Man,
Look at one point of flame. Now,
That's
you,
it.
You look at a flame that's I'm gonna say 1/4 of an inch,
Yep.
and you're thinking, okay, I've got 1/4 of an inch to cut with. He's like, no. You've got like a 30-second. You've got that one dot of that one flame. That's
Yep.
the one you work with.
Yeah.
You know, when you fine tune things like that, when you learn to get that focused, it's a game changer.
That's it. That's
It's
it.
neat stuff.
It blew my mind whenever the old man asked me that. He's like, well, what part of the flame are you lining up with your mark on the pipe?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the bottom of my torch, like I was taught. Like, he's like, no. You know those 6 little lines you see coming out of that tip? Just pick one of them and put that on your line. Put the
And
finest line that you
focus
can
it.
possibly put.
And then is it on the outside of the line, the inside of the line, or center of the line? Where are you putting that?
Dead on. And
Yeah.
that's why you would go with the
TDC, top
thinnest
dead
line
center,
possible.
baby. Yes.
Ooh,
I love it.
perfection
right.
is what that leads to.
Let's jump into business growth, because is your business a brand or is it just a name? And look, I got to tell you, if it's just a name, you may have problems.
Yes.
There's
Like,
so much more to it than that.
it is. It is. You know, and if you left your town, would people notice your business was gone, or just hire the next guy with a website?
Yeah, I like that, because look, one of the things that I talk about whenever I travel the country and speak on stages is branding. I don't know if y'all. Oh, and I'm actually I messed up today. I was supposed to put on a Trade Talk shirt today. Randy's in blue, so I think I'm supposed to be in either red or black. You've got a gray too. The gray's lighter.
Yeah, Grace Ladder.
I may
I wear
go
that
black
on
those days.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, but I've got it written down.
Yep.
Elizabeth said, "Hey, look, you need to be branded for the Trade Talks when you're in there." And I was shooting videos earlier, so I really didn't have time to jump and run and do all that. But a brand has trust, it has authority, and it has identity. And I love that question. If you left town, would people even notice?
Yep.
And I do think that if we quit doing what we were doing, people would notice. It's not just a name. It's not just Roger Wakefield. It's not just the Trade Talks. It's a community. It's a group of people, but it's a brand. And I mean, when I walk through the airport, when I walk in trade shows, people come up and they're like, oh my God, can I shake your hand? Can I take a picture? Can I do this? Can I do this? So it's neat.
I get approached a lot, but then I have some people that are just like, wait, what's Leak Pro?
Yeah.
That are just curious about it because Leak Pro, well, hold on, wait, like what kind of leaks do you deal with? And guys, that can create some great opportunities because it actually has led to some really good conversations to just teach some people things. And that's one of my favorite things to do is teach people. That's
Amen.
why I enjoy doing this. Like, because I know that some people are gaining some things from this, some insights, some knowledge, some learning, and hopefully it helps you in your future.
Yeah, I like this because, like I said, a brand, trust, authority, identity, community, things like that. A name, it's a contact.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep. Just a
It's a
contact,
contact
on the phone.
in somebody's phone.
Yep.
But here's some tips. And you can use your social to show your culture, not just the services that you provide. When people ask me, what do I make videos about? Make a video about why y'all do things the way you do it. Not just what you do. Anybody, look, any plumber out there can change out a garbage disposal. I promise. If he can't, he ain't much of a plumber. But you can use it to show the culture behind how you do it, why you do it. I tell y'all stories all the time about me going to do a video about a tunnel job under a house. And Amber says, look, the guy's there. He wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh, great. So I get out there, I climb under, start working. When I climb out, he's there. And I hop up out of the ditch and he says, do you mind if I tell you why I hired you? I said, no, I love that. He said, you made a video saying, look, I'm not the cheapest plumber in town. And I said, well, I'm not. He says, oh, I know. He said, but I really thought I wanted the cheapest plumber in town. And I watched your video 5 times. And every time I kept hearing you say, but we use the best products. I've got the best people. We don't ever want this homeowner to have this problem again. He's like, I knew then that's what I wanted. I didn't want the cheapest. I wanted the best. But you've got to be able to tell them that. You've got to be able to make them believe it. But you use your social to talk about what you do and why you do it, not just what you do. And then stick with one clean professional logo. No duct tape rebrands like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna turn my mustache pink. Well, I may do that for February for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's a great idea. A pink mustache February for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I know. I think it's cool though.
I can see you do it.
You know, I mean, we used to order pink booties, pink floor savers.
Yep.
To wear during February.
Yep.
Guys, be different. You don't have to change your brand. You can do cool stuff with it every now and then, but build a simple tagline that people can remember.
Yep.
When I had the plumbing company, this is Texas Green Plumbing, saving you money one drop at a time. People remember that. Not, I'm number one in the number 2 business. That's a cliche that everybody says.
Yep.
So the thing is if someone sees your truck and does not know what you stand for, you got a problem.
Yep.
You're not branded. You're just a name. Not good.
Yep. Oh, that's Joe's Plumbing Service. Yep.
Which Joe?
That's it.
Let's
That's
talk
the
about
old one.
service work because we got. Hold on, let me jump in questions really quick. Looky here, we got a new face in the house. Let me go through these in order. That way I don't get in trouble. Got another one there. Man, there we go. Okay,
right.
so Davis from West Virginia or Central Virginia.
Up one.
Patrick Mayhorn says, I got a camper water plumbing problem you maybe can help me with. Maybe, maybe not. I don't do campers, but hey, if it's plumbing, it's water, we can talk about it. West Central, Eugene, Oregon. Good for you.
deal.
Derek says, happy birthday, Matt. Thank you, Matt McDonough from Abe. Absolutely. Matt says, do you have a chance to check out the Fabricator series? Awesome welding. Just got a laser welder. Ooh. Yeah, you just made his day.
No, I haven't. I will.
Nathan Kalberg says, have you heard of Collars, the new hiring app just for the trades? Have not. Brother Tersh Bassett is in the house. Brother Tersh, man, I found out something this morning on my deal. I'll talk to you about those tickets. Jesse's not going to be in Dallas. He's going to be in Savannah that night, as a matter of fact. So anyway, yeah, let's talk.
Morning, brother.
Matt McDonough says, hell yeah, I would notice. I wouldn't have anyone to talk to. You guys are teaching so much. We need someone to break the wall down on the simplest way to understand the trades. Man, we are trying to do it, brother. David says, let's talk branding.
That's
Yeah.
it.
You want to talk
important.
branding? Tersh Blissett. Man, he's good at it.
I know what shoes he's wearing.
Oh, yeah. He's wearing some cool freaking shoes. I guarantee that. But that's his brand. That's
it.
what he's known for.
That's it.
So in service work, photos and documentation, how to cover your butt in the field. Now, we've got a real story here, but I'm going to tell you a different one.
I know.
Because I got a message the other day. I literally had my housekeeper call and says, hey, look, there's a sticker on the door. So it says a guy knocked on the door. I didn't answer it. Well, it was a process server. And so she sent me a picture. So I just called the guy. I said, hey, this is Roger. He said, man, look, I appreciate you calling me. He says, I just left your house. I said, I know. Said, here's what we got to do. You're being named as a witness in this suit. And I go looking through all this and I'm reading through all this or writing down his notes. I come look through it later. This is a job that we did 5 years ago. And I went and asked Amber, I said, hey, do we still have access to all this stuff? She said, yeah. She pulls it up. She's got pictures. She's got invoices. She got receipts. The guy wasn't happy. But it wasn't that he wasn't happy with me. He wasn't happy with the seller that sold him the house. So I'm like, hey, here everything is for you, and made that work. Now, I've got to find out, and Amber, if you're still in here, do I have to go to court that day, May the 12th? Because it says in there, hey, if you will supply us with all the pictures, documentation, videos, and everything that you have, you probably don't need to be here. We just need all that. So pretty neat to me.
That's why I brought this. I saw her going through the photos and she was walking me through that project.
You
And I'm
bet.
just like,
No, it's great.
This is perfect timing. It's something we actually have going on in our world. And you want to document everything. You want to photograph all your work, the before and the after. Not just for socials, my favorite place to put them, but for documentation so that later, whenever something ever does come up, you can open that file on the computer and you can go, yeah, here's exactly what we did. Here's everything. I can see it. I can see the change. Here's what it was. Here's what it went to. Okay. Here's some of the notes that were taken. Here's other people that showed up. So yeah.
And I love this. First of all, Tersh talked to his buddy, Jared Good. Well, hey, Jared, tell Jared I'm willing to come to Savannah. I'm just going to throw that out there. Matter of fact, I may be going to another one, so I may reach out to you. Amber says everything is submitted. See, that's why you do this, guys. Have your stuff together. It really works. But you can use a phone app to log pics daily. You can send customer summaries with timestamps. You can document any existing damage before starting the work.
Yep.
And the thing is, guys, this is part of the communication deal. You've got to communicate with your customers. Amber was amazing at that. I remember walking up the houses and say, look, man, I'm sorry things are going where they're going. Look, Amber's kept us abreast of everything going on all the way along. She sends us pictures. She lets us know. Because, guys, you got to keep up with it. And when it does hit the fan, the guy with the photos is going to win every single time. And it looks good, too, because then if this guy's mad at me, it's like, dude, I've documented everything we've done. Well, of course, thinking, well, why would he document everything he's done if he's doing it wrong?
Yep.
Well, I'm not doing it wrong. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Especially if you show up and you have all the documentation 5 or 6 years later.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're like, man,
it's like, oh, okay.
You're on board.
You know what you did. Perfect.
Because a lot of times that's what they're hoping. Well, it's 5 years. They're not going to have anything.
That's it.
No, yeah, we are.
Yep.
Let's roll into MET, materials, equipment, and tools. And I'm going to let you talk about the most overrated tool in every trade.
There's overrated tools in every single trade. Mm-hmm. One of my favorites, guys, torpedo levels that are always going missing.
They don't go missing. They get recalibrated many times a day.
They get recalibrated, but also they just kind of disappear because they were left up on that piece of pipe by the apprentice or up on that unit. They set it out of sight, and now it's gone and nobody knows where it is. Mm-hmm. One of my favorites. Happens all the time. I used to leave hammers laying around. It's not a cheap thing to lay around either.
Yeah. Yeah, not when you buy $40, $50 hammers.
That's it.
I know. We get good ones.
Some of those smart tape measures that we all rush out and get.
Because they're cool.
But then, what do we use every day? That old silver Stanley that we've had in our box forever.
I grab my Milwaukee. I love my big Milwaukee fat one. I do.
That's good.
high-end pipe wrenches that slip like your $10 made in China.
That's it. Like it, some of them are great, but some of they just don't have the grip. They don't have the teeth right.
You know what's funny too, and a lot of them it's just the technician doesn't take care of it. When I would do a pipe fitting job, I would take my wire brush and clean my pipe wrenches.
Yep.
And
A
everyone's
lot.
always like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Well, I want it to grab," and I'm like, "What's going to grab?" You see how much black gunk is in here?
All that stuff it's bit off already.
Yeah. But I would. I'd clean my jaws. I'd clean the teeth, and then I'd lubricate my spinner, my adjustment,
Yep.
and it worked. But battery platforms with weak cross-tool compatibility make our jobs hard too.
That's it. That's why we love Milwaukee here, because all the batteries work in all the tools pretty much. 12 or 18. Yeah, that's your different, and that's it. Like,
As long as Musk don't make them go to one battery across.
I know.
If they do, I hope that one battery is Milwaukee.
It's not going to be.
I know.
What
I
I read,
know.
and it's been a while since I've looked into that. I need to look into that again
Yeah.
and see where we're at. I am kind of curious there. But like, what tool did you spend big money on that you now regret because it disappeared too quick, or it's just sitting there? You don't use it that much. Like there was a deal we were talking about plumbers. Some of these fancy light up basin wrenches.
I still got mine.
Hold on. But they don't extend, or they don't reach far enough to actually get
mine's a
up
good
there.
one.
So just different things that we spend that extra on to get that sweet, cool looking,
Absolutely.
and then we just never use it. Like, it does happen to, I don't know how many tools I bought that way. I try to avoid a lot of those tools, but there's a few that you get for sure over the years.
There are. Okay, so before we get into Leak Pro, let me tell you, look, if you want to grow your business, if you want to grow you, think about starting a YouTube channel. Think about it, because it can literally change your life. It can change everything that you do. So what I want you to do is go to Go to www.justmattroger.com. And what you're going to find there is a webinar where I dispel the myths that people tell me all the time as to why they can't do YouTube. Go in and check it out. I think you'll learn something, but also teach you some things that are going to help you if you do decide to. So go check it out, www.justmattroger.com, if you want to learn how to kickstart your YouTube channel.
That's it. I'm Henry Wakefield with Leak Pro. We do want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They let us come in here, talk trades for an hour each and every day, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central, and we really love that. But Leak Pro does manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. And what we do, we've got a couple different devices. I've got the Probe. That's a T-handle with a stainless steel rod on it. It's made out of a solid block of aluminum, real durable for probing in and out of the ground. It can run into rocks and stuff, and it's not going to bend your rod. That's the one we prefer for that meter to the home service. But then also I've got the Sidekick. It's pistol grip style with an aluminum rod on it. And that's the one you want when you go into the house or you're listening through any slab, driveway, or even sidewalks. Because that aluminum rod, it enhances the sound even more. So that kind of eliminates that layer of concrete whenever you're actually trying to listen for a leak. So definitely take a look at the complete kit at www.leak-pro.com. But also, I do a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. I've got a training center built out here. We've got a slab with 11 leaks under it. We'll go through, teach you how to locate all the lines, how to pinpoint locate those leaks. I've got one just outside of the slab so that you know what an underground leak sounds like also. But then I've got a couple sewer systems set up, one cast iron and one PVC, so that you can learn to go to the double clean out outside of a home and determine exactly where a sewer system is leaking. It's a non-invasive, and it's a great option for your customers when you can't see those leaks on the cameras. But also you can sit down with this guy here. He'll take a look at your marketing and how to promote leak detection in your plumbing business and show you how to market that. So definitely give me a call about the training at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO, and we can discuss the equipment or the training, how you can get started in your business.
Great stuff, guys. I'll tell you what, if you're thinking about it, so does your competitor. Get in here before he is. you can literally learn to own this while he's still trying to figure out what to do. So as we roll into MEP, let's talk about tips for routing pipe in occupied commercial spaces, because we've both done this.
Yes.
I worked at the airport that, trust me, it don't shut down.
Nope.
We've both worked at Texas Instruments. It don't shut down.
Hospitals,
yeah,
like-
they never stop.
manufacturing plants, like so many different places. But some tips here: night shift installs. These are one of the best. It's going to help with noise management and preparation. Okay, you can use flexible support methods where vibration is a concern. Fire stop expectations when you're penetrating rated assemblies. You've got to keep an eye on that, on which walls you're going through. You don't want to cut off access. Like,
And a lot of times you can't.
and that's it. And like what I mean here is like if there's a hallway, a corridor that you've got to run your pipe down and duct takes up 3/4 of it, don't put your pipe right above the ceiling tile. Oh, there's this big open space. No, because you still got to get up there to be able to do stuff. So do people in the future. So you're going to put your pipe above that duct if possible, or up high and tight to keep the access there. And that's one of the best tips I've got, because I've seen some guys just cut it off and it's like, dude, why did you put this here? You can't get in the ceiling now, like anywhere now. Who's going to install anything again? And it's like, oh, I didn't think about that. So these are some things to think about.
I used to love working nights because what I would do is I would have crews there during the day prefabbing.
Yep.
And that was great because now my night guys,
Or the install.
all they do is install it.
Yep.
They can pull face-to-face measurements. They can measure out holes. They can square everything up and line up. But then if they messed up, that was on them. And, you know, when your guys mess up and they're like, hey, man, this don't fit, it's like, go home. I'll have the crew tomorrow fix it. And they're like, well, we want to fix it. Well, I don't have the hours in here for y'all to fix it. I have the hours in here for y'all to install it. Them in here to build it. But if you've got to tell them to build it right.
Yep.
And I mean, I'd upset some people just like, look, I'll send you home every night. I don't care. I can get other guys out here to install. Your measurements have to be spot on. Check, double check. Your job is to lay it out, draw it up, and install it. Their job is to build it exactly the way you say. And I used to get mad at the fab shop over at Beard out at the airport. I'd send them spool sheets. It literally got to the point. I told the shop manager, if you're not going to inspect this, we're going to fab it out here in the field. He said, no, you're not. I said, because we don't mess up.
That's it.
And you are. It may take me longer, but I'm not having to send stuff back and forth. And he got pissed. I'm like, I don't give a crap if you get pissed off or not. Do the freaking job right or find another job.
Yep. And yeah, and like that's the biggest part of prefab is you've got to make sure it goes where it's supposed to and it's going to fit where it's supposed to. You've got to verify everything in that process. Mm-hmm. You leave a couple randoms. Like whenever we first started prefabbing, I felt like there was a random on every piece of pipe that came out.
Right.
Towards the end of my trade, you might get 2 randoms out of a whole mechanical room. Okay. Just a couple little spots. And then it's like, man, well, if one thing moves, guess what? The whole room kind of moves.
Absolutely.
So do it based on that and then just verify things.
And I like this because you can build in quiet and mess-free install zones, meaning, hey, look, we're going to control this area. Everything's going to be nice and neat, and we're just going to install. But remember, guys, you're not just plumbing a system. You're interrupting someone's business.
Yep.
And that makes communication part of your installation process. If you're not communicating with them, you're pissing people off. If they don't know that you're going to be setting up in the middle of this corridor to raise this pipe and install it overhead, they can still get around the edge. They may say, look, we've got a surgery schedule. We're going to be rolling a big bed through here. We've got to have more room than this. Yep. You've got to be able to communicate with them. So, Spark, talk about where the work is.
So there's some federal facility retrofits, okay, where MEP bids are opening. The GSA just released RFQs for HVAC, lighting, and plumbing upgrades.
Okay, so I love this because the GSA is the government service alliance or something like that. It's where you go to find out where all the work is because the government will let everybody bid it.
Yep.
You've got to qualify. You've got to do some things. But the GSA is a good site to get to know because there may be work in your area that you could do that your company is qualified at. Guys, government money pays pretty good. Don't know if y'all know that or not, but it does. Mm-hmm. If you want to learn more about that, go check out my friend Kizzy Parks, Kizzzy Parks on YouTube. She teaches people how to do GSA contracts. So, Squirt, you're talking about a lot of work here.
Yes.
HVAC, lighting, plumbing, upgrades, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Where at?
Texas, Virginia, North Carolina, and parts of the Midwest. And guys, this is going to include hospitals, courthouses, and federal office buildings. This is big because the major emphasis here, energy efficient retrofits.
Guys, that's going to be the biggest emphasis on everything we do for the next several years.
Yep.
We've got to figure out how to install buildings, build buildings, put in equipment that is more efficient every time we work on it.
Yep.
And it's funny because think about it. If you go through and upgrade an HVAC system every 5 years, it should cost you less to run every time you upgrade it.
Yes. And most retrofits throughout, especially federal, they are going to be upgrades, making it more efficient to help save on the long term. And that's where the whole world's headed, guys.
And it's upgrades on controls, it's upgrades on piping, it's upgrades on the entire system, y'all.
Yep.
Federal work moves slow, but the pay is solid and the scope is deep. MEPs, this is your window. If you're interested in anything like that, like I said, go check out Kizzy Parks, Kizzzy Parks on YouTube. She teaches you how to win GSA contracts. She teaches you what it's all about. Mm-hmm. And well, we both know her. She's good. She is a great teacher at teaching you how to make freaking money.
Yep.
Not a problem. Let's talk about instructor training for a minute.
Teaching apprentices what not to do.
Okay, well, wait. No, you said not to do.
Yes.
Everybody thinks all you do is teach an apprentice what to do.
That's cute. Love that y'all think that. But you also have to teach them what not to do, and you really want to use real job site photos.
Mm.
And what I can remember back during my apprenticeship, my major showing what not to do were from the safety guys. You want to learn grinder safety?
Hold on. What's the safety guy's name?
Well, you're thinking Ed Millett, but I'm thinking Terry, right?
Terry Mosley.
Beard? Yep. Terry Mosley. Yep. Because there's a site out there, and I don't have to find this site, but you can pull up safety photos that get posted from around the country, and it's injuries, incidents. You want to learn some grinder safety? Find a picture with a hand sliced wide open from a grinder and show that to an apprentice. They will wear their gloves every time because you don't forget seeing some of these things. And it's a little gruesome, but it's the reality of what can possibly happen. And we know it's construction, guys. It can be a dangerous job depending on what you're doing with. But that's why we want to teach some of these apprentices what not to do.
Okay, I want to jump in here real quick just because I saw a post. Susan Melholm says, thanks for supporting the Future Leader Summit. It should be awesome. Guys, I'm going to be in West Virginia. Leeward, Virginia. And is it May the 9th? A week and a half, something like that. I'm speaking. We've got a link for it somewhere. I don't know if Colton's got it, if he can put it up there, or if he can get it from Kim. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing a meet and greet that morning. Anybody in Virginia wants to come by from 9 to 11, I'm doing a meet and greet. Then if you want to, you can hang around. You can buy lunch, but you can hang around. I'm going to be speaking during lunch. I don't get to eat that day.
Good.
Okay,
You're going to eat breakfast.
Okay, Richard.
You're going to eat breakfast. Come on.
See, I told you he'll get called names. Yeah, I will get to eat breakfast. But anyway, yeah, we're going to be there. So, Susan, I saw your comment. Thank you so much. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. The real photos, though, will wake people up.
That's it. Like, and that's one of the majors that stand out for me coming up was the grinders, because I use a grinder more than anything as a pipe fitter, guys. Like, unless you got till I got really good with the torch, then I used the grinder a lot less. That's my biggest tip.
Once you learn that one flame.
Biggest tip, yes. Get good with the torch. It will save you a lot of grinder time. But that picture still stands out in my head. Like, it will tear you up. But instead of polished examples build a photo board.
Oh, yes. But here's the deal too. Polished examples are great, but when the guys see it out in the field, that's the one that got me, because I worked with the welder and I was doing some welding. And he was over grinding. All of a sudden he's come over. He's hollering at me. And I got my hood down, and I raise up my hood and climb out, and I look over and I see blood on the floor. He had on a denim shirt, and he let the grinder roll, grab a hold of it, and run all the way up his arm, and it was wide open.
Yep.
Yeah, not good.
But also, it's not just the safety side of everything, guys. Crushed conduit, sloppy joints. This is one of my biggest ones. Welders, it's their favorite thing to do. Can you believe somebody left this pile of crap out here on this pipe? Love it. Okay. Trashed van interiors. Man, I wish I would have had some pictures from. Woo! I could have some good ones. From back whenever I worked with some plumber.
Okay, I was fixing to say.
On the weekends. Trash van interiors, fire stop fails. Okay, when there's gaps, there's holes, it falls into the wall because they didn't actually put everything needed.
And then there's no fire stop.
That's it.
And they don't realize that.
That's it. And it can create a danger if that fire ever happens at that location. But because you failed at putting the caulk in the right spot, like, that's not good. So you can use these things to teach what could have been done better, such as the fire caulking and things like that, what it cost the company. Now that's a big major one. Is if we get into trouble for that, look, you could end up having to pay for that building because that fire stop wasn't right. Why the inspector flagged it. That's a major one. Whenever you're teaching people how to pass inspections, how to do punch lists, things like that, show them the things that actually get flagged so that they see those and they think of it in the future. And that's going to help for sure.
Okay. Here's the thing. At the end of the day, guy, every bad photo is a lesson someone already paid for. Is it worth your job? Or is it your job? Or is it someone else's job? You want to make sure the next guy learns from it. Mm-hmm. And that's big. So we put in a link down there. I want y'all to see that. So go check it out. I promise you that thing there, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to get to come out. If you go in Eventbrite and register, Square's going to make a swag bag for you, and I'm just going to come hand it out to you. How many swag bags you going to get to make that day?
I don't know yet.
We're up to about a couple of hundred.
All right.
How
many you got left?
I don't know.
See, I already got some.
I know. No, we do. I've already got some in my bag. You know that.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't give them away last. I'll probably only give away half, so I've probably got 100 already.
Good.
Yeah. Now we're going to talk about specialty. But here, hold on. Let me jump in here because I want to see. I know that Matt put some stuff in here. Yeah. Going right there. Matt says, when you're put in a place where operation is in full service, you got to get in, get out, and don't mess your hair up. I love that. Nighttime works great when you have a prep crew. Yep. See, dude, you can get more stuff done that way. It's so good. Yeah. Apprentice training has to start with safety measures. It will pay off for them in the future. Yep. It'll pay off for them forever. I mean, it really will, guys. Yeah. If I don't get to eat, I will need a Snickers. And then, guys, there's the links to the PHCC Leadership Summit. And I'm telling you, you're going to want to be there. Let's see if it says, see if I can look here. It doesn't have the date on there. Oh, there we go. Friday, May the 9th. So, yeah, it's next weekend, y'all.
Yep. Coming soon.
Not a bad deal. Meet Roger Wakefield live.
It's good for the end of safety week. Nice.
I know. I kind of love that.
There you go.
Kind of love that. Specialty. Go ahead.
A new specialty today.
I love this.
Solar battery storage installs. Is this a new trade opportunity or just a headache?
I'm going to say opportunity.
With incentives growing, solar battery backup systems are booming. But who owns the job?
I want to.
You want to?
I think it's. I do. I think it's gonna be a big deal.
Okay. Now this is mainly electricians.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the HVAC guy?
Yep.
Is it the solar installer? There's high voltage risk.
That makes it electrical.
There's tight permits.
Mm-hmm.
There's some warranty red tape.
Okay.
Okay. There's systems like the Tesla Powerwall.
I want one of those so
And the
bad. I
in
really
phase
do.
require specific training. Okay. So these are going to be super specialty. Now, like we said, it's an opportunity. We know solar is taking over.
And it's not just
more.
Tesla. Now Tesla may have the Powerwall.
Yep.
I've literally been talking to GAF.
Yep.
We saw their stuff at the IBS, the International Builder Show.
Yeah. The nailable solar shingle.
Yeah, it's like, man, this stuff is just cool. They're doing some great stuff over there.
That's it. And if you want to give up plumbing, you can
I don't
get
have to
into
give up
solar,
plumbing.
baby.
Whoa! You ain't got to give up nothing.
Well, you can still keep your plumbing license.
There you go.
But if you're doing solar,
Oh yeah,
not
you
gonna
ain't gonna have time for
doing
plumbing.
plumbing.
Yeah, guys, this stuff's gonna keep growing. That's what I keep trying to make people aware of. Is look, smart homes. I don't care if you're plumbing, HVAC, or electrical. If you're the guy at your company that understands smart homes better than everybody else, your future looks freaking golden. If you're the guy that understands everybody else and you decide you want to open your own company, that could be a great opportunity. But think about it. If you're an electrical company, you need to be looking at solar, wind turbines, battery walls.
Yep.
If you're an HVAC company, battery walls, indoor air quality. Guys, to me, indoor air quality is something that we should all be looking at and preaching every day. It's just like water. When my plumbers walked into the house, they were supposed to test the water every time and say, "Look, do you mind if I just test your water and see how bad it is?" And why I'm doing this? Will you go to this website and run a search on your zip code? I want to see what all's really in your water.
Yep.
And they start pulling it up and they start going through it and they're like, all this is in my water? I don't know. It's a third-party report. They take it directly from your water plant. What's it say? Well, it doesn't say nothing good. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Want a whole house water filtration system? Yeah. It works, guys. It works just like
That's
that.
it. Like you said, taste the water. It made me think of a water treatment guy who used to have, he would taste the water to see if treatment was done or not. And he's like, "Nah, I'll come back this afternoon.
Yeah.
It should be done."
Yeah, this is
and it's
good.
like, dude, what? How much crappy water have you tasted
They can
to
taste
figure
the
this
chlorine.
out?
They can taste all that because you're still trying to flush it. So
That's
no,
it.
I get it.
It's a trip. Like,
I got to where I could walk in and smell it, and I got so good at it. That's why I put a whole house water filtration at my house. I was literally brushing my teeth one morning, and I'm like, and I literally put my head down in the sink. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's way too much chlorine in this water.
smells like a swimming
Yeah,
pool.
it smells worse than a swimming pool.
Yeah, like a water park on day one.
Yeah, yeah.
Like over-treated everything.
It's like, gee, there's 800,000 gallons of chlorine in here and 5,000 gallons of water.
Yeah.
Y'all
That's
have fun.
it. And, the major thing to remember about this solar and battery walls, things like this, it could be the next gold rush for Sparkies.
Okay.
Or a solar service call nightmare if it's not done right.
So be the guy who does it right.
That's it. I was going to say, go out and study,
Dadgum.
learn. And guess what, guys? You can go to the manufacturers a lot of times. They'll teach you what you need to know to do it. Like almost any of them, they are more than happy to teach you how to install their products.
We're looking at Schluter.
Yep.
And a guy comes in, visits, sees what we're doing. He said, "Hey, we got a training if you want to go to it. It's 2 days, and we don't just show you how to do it. We put you in a room and you do it." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" He said, "Yeah, that's how we do it. We train you. We've got a 500,000 square foot facility that's got trainers in it, and we can bring in 10 or 20 people at a time and train them how to do it." It's like, oh my gosh, I love this. Not a bad deal. And guys, look, if you're not getting trained on the stuff that is new and trending and things like that, you're going to run into problems because you're going to be the company that keeps doing everything you're doing, and these other companies are getting ahead of you. And I don't mean anything at all bad about it, but if you're not the one getting ahead, you're just letting everybody else pass you up, and that's not a good thing. So like I said, we are going to be in Virginia, May the 9th. I'm doing a meet and greet from 9 to 11. There's a link to it there, guys. Just click on the link and register. Click on the link, register. I will show up with a swag bag for you. Just gonna throw that out there. Squirt, tell me what you got today. Oh, you're going over there. I'll go over here. All right, we are going into social media. What you got, little brother?
All right.
All right, so scroll the bottom of that one. Right, hold it. Don't close that yet. Scroll.
I'm at the bottom.
Okay. Almost 4 million views. Love that.
4 million. That's it.
Love that.
Just like yesterday.
Almost 37,000 subs. No,
That's
that's
it.
beautiful.
Small set. 403 videos. Something I did this morning. I love to do, even to our channel. Go to videos. He's been doing it 8 years. Okay.
Longer than me.
Longer than you. Back at some of the originals, just some little basic day in the life type stuff. Some of the popular. And this is something that we find on all the trade channels, really, is what I seem to find is how to check three-phase power. Basic, simple, boom, here's how you do it. Refrigerant service valve positions. Teaching the knowledge about something. Do videos like this, guys. You're going to end up blowing up on socials. And like all the ones that we pull up, and it's something I noticed this morning, and it's like, man, every one of these socials that we pull up, you go to click their popular. The first 4 or 5 videos, it is always a how-to.
And right here, 2 out of the top 8. How to. 2, 3. 3 of the top 8. But then you've also got Know It All, which is great.
Yep.
Yeah, you got some good stuff in here.
Like just some different thing. And that Know It All one, that's one from 8 years ago, back when he started. It's a variety of stuff, guys. And this is what we really like to show off is people that are out there still trying to do it constantly. Like latest, let's see. Oh, posted an hour ago. Okay. How humidifiers. This was posted since I created all this.
Yeah.
Because the last one I saw was the how to be a badass HVAC tech. We all want to be the best in our trade, guys. Get out and check out some socials. It's really good. But it's real tech talk from somebody who's still in the field, okay? They do some funny rants, some clean installs, unfiltered Q&As.
Sometimes
That's
I
what you
get
kind of see
unfiltered.
there. But, you know, they don't really push products. They teach what works. It's a great example of some personal branding.
Which we talked about earlier.
Which we did, that actually books jobs. And that's what a lot of us in the trades do socials for, is to push the work, to get
not,
the phone
not
to
a
ring
lot of us guys.
more.
That's where most of us started.
Yep.
I remember walking out of my office one day and Amber hollers at me. She says, "Hey, you realize we got 3 slab leak jobs today off YouTube?" And I'm like, wait. It's 9 in the morning. I know we didn't get 3 jobs today off YouTube. She says, no. We're doing them today.
Yeah.
She said, we got them last week. We sent the plumbers out last week. We located it. We got the dig crews. This is Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We've got 3 tunnel jobs going on. Guys, tunnel jobs are anywhere from $5,000 to $100,000 each. And we got 3 of them off of a YouTube video that we made. If you're not thinking about getting on YouTube, man, I just got to tell you, there's a problem here. All right, finish him up here.
Yeah, just, you know, it's a bunch, kind of like we do here on your podcast type, talking to different people in the trades, getting some of the different insights, things like that. Brazing is holding back HVAC installations.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. They're going to press now. Like, there's all sorts of things coming to speed up a lot of things. But it's good to go through and address these different problems in our areas, in our trades, so that we can learn from each other. Creating a video like this gives you a good platform for discussions through comments, things like that. If you do start some socials, go back in there, comment with the people.
Don't just post and ghost. This is your community. Hang out with them, talk to them, get to know them.
So, a good one, an up-and-comer, you know, and love to see that here. We really do.
Mm-hmm. Every day. Because, look, like I said, you need to be on YouTube. So if you're tired of the influencer flex, check out someone who's really still wiring stats and cutting line sets. He's out in the field doing it. But could you be that person? Because to be honest, if you're not on YouTube, if you're not on the 2nd largest search engine in the world, you're not getting found. Not for the things that you could be. Now, we really started this 7 years ago. And are we still in April? No, 1 month ago, 7 years ago is when we really put up our first video. Now, if you go to my old, everybody pull up my oldest video, go to my channel. But here's the deal is I started YouTube before that just so I could get on YouTube. But then I started making videos. My oldest one 8 years ago. Okay. Really a year before I started doing YouTube. Because we can scroll down to where the first one is that I really did.
Yeah, because these were just.
Yeah, the radio show.
You did
okay,
the
yeah,
radio
the radio
show?
show 7 years ago. So we were going to a radio show. It's like, wow, we could put that on our YouTube channel. And even then, we didn't know much about YouTube, but we were trying. And then you scroll down.
Look, it starts at this.
Yeah, but those were ads. Those are ads where I was interviewed. I had a marketing company that was making videos for me.
Okay, so you start there. Oh, sorry, I had to click. Started there,
And
and now you're here.
grown to here. Yeah.
Like,
And we've got 5.5 million views on that first one.
Yep.
Which that's the video I talk about all the time where my stepson said, look, that's the worst video we've ever done. I said, well, let's don't do it again. He said, okay, we won't. It's like, okay. But guys,
wish y'all would have done 10 more.
yeah, I wish I'd have done 10 more just like it at the same time. Man, we'd have 50, 60 million views just off those. But, the thing I want to tell you is, look, if you're in business or even if you're just a tradesman, you're not in business, but you want to one day, start making videos about what you do. Start making videos about why you do it better than you think everybody else does. And the big myth that people come to me with as to why they can't do YouTube, I made a webinar about it to teach them, like, you really can. So if you want to learn more about doing YouTube, you want to learn more about doing it right, go to www.justmetroger.com and check it out. The webinar's free. Jump in, listen to it, and see what you think. Now, I'm going to jump in the questions here real quick. Matt says, I wish I could go to the summit. Wouldn't mind seeing you in action. Says, all right, gentlemen, got to go. Save the day. Have a great rest of your day. Go Leak Pro. Keep doing what you do. Love you. Bye. Love you, brother. Good to see you as always.
Sir, save the day.
And Jeremy Ryan says, speaking of water treatment, do you know a filter for backside of water heater with ability to handle 120 degrees plus? I would check out Halo Water Systems and message them and see.
I've got a quick one for this.
Mm-hmm.
I would want my filter before the water
that's
heater
what I thought, but I
because
thought he
it's
may have
going
a
to
reason.
help protect your equipment, make your equipment last longer. Like, I know, and I was thinking about it while you were talking just a second ago, and
Jeremy,
it's like, man,
why do you want to filter just the hot water?
that's it. That's my curiosity, because I would want it filtered. Like, if you just want to do the hot water, that's fine. You can do that cold water that feeds right into the water heater, but then it's filtered already, and it'll keep it at 120, but it'll protect that piece of equipment.
Yes, indeed.
So
tell us about Leak Pro.
We want to thank Leak Pro for sponsoring today's episode of the Trade Talks. They manufacture the most precise leak detection system for professional plumbers. Build a couple different devices. Got the probe T-handle style with a stainless steel rod. That's real durable for the outdoor stuff, for that meter to the home service. When you go inside, you really want that sidekick pistol grip style with that aluminum rod so that you can listen through slabs, things like that. Check out our equipment at www.leak-pro.com. I always suggest the complete kit because it's got both pieces of equipment. You're covered no matter where that leak is that you're actually looking for. But also, I do a 2-day in-person training here just outside of Dallas, Texas. You can come out, spend a couple days. You can learn every part of leak detection, from locating the lines, pinpoint locating the leaks in water and sewer systems, but even the marketing that goes behind it also. So if you want, give me a call at 1-8888-LEAK-PRO. I'd be happy to discuss the equipment or the training with you and how we can add that to your plumbing company.
All right, so a lot of help there by Jeremy. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Guys, look, we appreciate y'all being here. We love what we get to do every day. We think that we are trying to make an impact on the trades, helping people get into the trades, helping tradesmen become better tradesmen, helping tradesmen learn to start their own business, and teaching entrepreneurs how to grow their business exponentially with social media, SEO, networking, things like that. So we do appreciate each and every one of you being here. Whatever you do out there today, do it safe.
Everybody, happy Thursday. Hope to see you back here for a fun Friday tomorrow. Bye, guys. Get out there and hit it effing hard.